What's up, guys? Darth Slagle. I'm going to get a video out to you here tonight. Got Miss Leia over here with me. She's got her puppy as always. So yeah, this is going to be a small spoiler review. I'm not going to do a video that has all the spoilers and all that stuff throughout the video. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest that you click away from this video because there's going to be a few things I'm going to go over that I liked and didn't like. So if you don't want to have the ending of the movie spoiled for you, you should definitely click away. Alright, so with that being said, what we're going to do is come right out of the box with the first thing about the movie I didn't like, which was towards the beginning of the movie. It's not that I didn't like the sequence of what was going on with Rey, her first scene. It was the way that it was done, the way that it was shot. I don't mind Rey meditating, trying to commune with the Force Ghost and all that. They didn't need her floating 15 feet off the ground and then doing some sort of a ballet on cables, somersault. It was just visually, it was bad. They should have done a parallel to what Luke did in The Last Jedi. As bad as I hate to say that, I guess that's a positive for Rian Johnson. He didn't have Luke floating out, over the middle of the ocean or something, doing something crazy. He had him floating this far off of a rock. They should have done the same thing with Rey, but I didn't really care for that scene. I'm going to point out some things that just really touched with me that I enjoyed. Chewie getting his medal, finally getting his medal. I really loved that. I thought that was great. There were literally people in the theater when I saw the movie that were, "Aww," and I heard someone actually say, "Oh, Chewie finally got his medal." So yeah, that was cool, and that was really, really good of J.J. Abrams to do that. I liked that they did honor, Carrie Fisher's family's wishes, and they did let Carrie Fisher pass on in the movie. They did it in a meaningful way that, it definitely was an emotional scene when she was walking away and you knew what was going to happen. But it was definitely a great scene for the movie, and I think it was a great thing for her family, for them to do that and honor her wishes, or her family's wishes. Wedge Antilles is in the movie. The original Wedge Antilles is in the movie. I thought that was great that they got him to come back. I don't know if anybody else, I'm sure other people saw that, but I think it was great they had him in there. The bad part about it is Wedge is in the movie and his son is in the movie, and his son gets killed in the movie. So that kind of sucked that you didn't get to see them interact with each other. That would have been cool to have a scene where they interacted with each other. Probably one of the best things about the movie, as far as the treatment of the movie itself, the character, and the actor that plays the character, has to be Billy D. Williams and Lando Calrissian. I mean, you know that Billy D. Williams is going to play that character flawlessly. I mean, Billy D. Williams is Lando Calrissian. His persona, the way that he acts, I mean, that is Billy D. Williams. The way that it was done and the way that the character interacted with the new characters, I mean, it was great. It really was. He didn't die, so that was good. A lot of people got that wrong, saying that Lando was going to be killed and the Falcon was going to be destroyed or left on a planet, whatever. None of that happened. Another thing that I didn't like moving forward was how easily that Palpatine was killed. That scene should have been far more dramatic. It should have been longer, a more drawn out battle, longer. They could have implemented Rey and Ben together, battling with him. That would have been good. They could have had the Force Ghost. We got the Force Ghost voice, which I love that. We even got a lot of Hayden Christensen in there. A lot of people were wanting to see that. Well, we didn't get to see it. We got to hear it. I don't know what the reasons are for that, but it was good to hear the Jedi from the past in there. But that scene with Palpatine, it would have been better. It really would have been better to be able to see the Jedi from the past helping Rey, or even helping Ben, however that could have played out. It just would have been better if the battle between Rey and Palpatine could have been more epic, you know, a more epic force battle. I'm not saying that he should have pulled out a lightsaber, but you know, that would have been cool too. The overall dynamic of the movie, the comedy that was in the movie was good. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't stupid like it was in Last Jedi. The overall movie was good. There was a lot more to like in this movie than there was to dislike. The last thing about the movie that I didn't like, and I'll just say how it is. I loved the fact that the movie ended where it started, but I don't feel like they should have had Rey take the Skywalker name. I know why they did it, and we'll get into that in future videos, because they are going to revisit these characters. The saga moving forward will be a different story, but they are going to branch off of this saga and go in a different direction with those characters, or at least with one character. But yeah, I just didn't like them giving her the Skywalker name. She's a Palpatine. You know, you're not defined by who your parents are and who your grandparents are, and they shouldn't teach that lesson. That it makes, you know, the younger generation, it makes them think that, well, she basically lied about her name because she was ashamed of what people might think. It wasn't because she was so super proud of Luke and Leia and all that. If that was what she was going to say, then she wouldn't have hesitated. You know, she would have went, so I'm Rey Skywalker. I mean, she never would have hesitated in that. She thought about what she was going to say again before she answered the question. And I just, you know, I feel like that's not teaching people that, that's not teaching people a good lesson. But like I said, as a whole, I enjoyed the movie. I liked the movie. I understand why they gave Rey the Skywalker name, because they are going to go forward with those characters. At least that's my belief. We'll get into that on some future videos. I have some ideas of some things that they're going to do that I'm going to speculate on. I don't have a source on that yet, you know, or anything like that. It's just going to be pure speculation. I did really like the way that they ended the movie. George Lucas actually directed and gave the pointers on and what needed to be done, where people need to stand. This is how the camera, you know, all that was the final scene of the movie, where Rey is standing in the Tatooine desert with the twin suns, and that's the end of the movie. That George Lucas did that part of the movie, that scene. Now, whether he did any other scenes in the film, I don't know. Honestly, I doubt it. I think that he was brought in to do that scene. I think he was brought in for consultation. But other than that, you know, I think it was poetic for J.J. Abrams to want to bring George Lucas in and say, hey man, this is your deal. All of this is yours. You know, you should be the one to do this last scene, shoot this last scene, and, you know, end this the way that it needs to be. So I really enjoyed the fan service in this film as a whole. It was a good film. It was action packed. It moved fast, but it moved well. It flowed very well. It's a good movie. If you disagree with me, that's, you know, you're right. If you agree with me, awesome. Let's keep supporting Star Wars, and let's see where this thing goes from here. I have some good ideas. Like I said, I'm going to post some videos on that here in the next few days, and we'll discuss that. Thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to like and subscribe. Trying to get some more subscribers, so if y'all can, spread the word out there and get my name out there. I almost have 70 subscribers now. Let's see if we can get to 100 and then 200, eventually 1,000, maybe 10 million eventually. So anyway, I thank you guys. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time.